Hi, everybody. How's it going? I want to talk about parental estrangement. If people are at a loss as to what to do, I'm going to give you an analogy that can hopefully help you to move forward. I don't know if you were raised in the 70s like me, where we had Encyclopedia Britannicas and it went from A through Z. And if you had to write a paper in grade school, you'd have to search it about science or geography or certain countries. You look in these books and it would give you the information to complete your papers and such. And so when we're looking at life in general, each significant portion of your life is a book. And eventually that book comes to an end. And then you start writing about your new experience. So, moving on from your children is closing a book, putting it a period, the end, and not necessarily closing your heart, but sealing that portion off. So when you lose a parent, you close a book. And when you graduate from high school, you have people sign your yearbook and you close that and you move on to the next portion of your life. You go through a divorce, you close a book. You join the military and then you leave that, you close your book. Go to college, graduate, you close that book. And you have to move on because that's what life is. It is moving on to the next, as hard as it is. And when it comes to parental estrangement, that's not something we are prepared for. No one ever has, nobody who wants children has them and says, oh gosh, I hope they leave someday. And when it happens, we're not really quite sure. It's like a book that has various endings. And I think good authors do that. They'll write they'll put a spin on it. Say, what if, you know, Hermione would have ended up with Harry instead of Ron or whatever the case is. So you put a spin on it. And when it comes to parental estrangement, it sometimes comes out of the blue and you're thinking, I didn't expect this ending to happen this way. I thought I'd raise my kids and they grow up and eventually go to college and still live at home or come home and then, eventually move out and I'd help them move out. And but they decided to rewrite everything you thought was going to happen. And so what do? I think eventually you have to create the end for you, which helps you not only to grieve, to process, but most important to move on so you can write your next manuscript. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm letting you know it is worth it. I think it's very, very difficult to be stuck in loss and grief. When my dad passed away suddenly, I that's not what I expected. I thought he would live a long, long time. I thought he would always be around for me. And I thought I would be able to enjoy him for many more years, and that did not happen. And sometimes life will throw you a curveball. You still got to step up to the plate. You still got to swing even if you miss. And all I know is it is not easy when someone chooses a different path than what you had planned. But if you decide to close that book and open a new one and look forward to new experiences and new people, places, and things, I'm letting you know that it will eventually become easier. You'll become less sad. You will have things to look forward to. And most important, life will give you a new reason to continue moving on up. So, anyways, that's all I've got. I hope this helps, and I will be back.